you don't have soap, if you don't have a blanket, it's not safe and sanitary.
What's the difference between children and prisoners of war? Children are treated worse. Assalamu alaikum, what's going on everybody? The Trump administration has been detaining children of illegal immigrants in concentration camps. Yeah, let that sink in. Forget about the fact that we still have concentration camps, or the fact that records are kept so poorly that they're also unorganized to a point that they don't even know which children belong to which parents. If you're gonna detain children, at the very least, that should be the bare minimum, to know how to return them. I can return a broken product faster than you can return a child to its parents. That's not good. Also, the fact that you're taking children from the parents is not good either, but to make matters worse, they also treat them in the most inhumane way possible. They treat them worse than animals. In fact, if they were animals, they'd probably have more rights because some animal rights activist group would probably sue the government for animal abuse. I never thought I'd say this. If these kids were animals, they'd be treated better. So you might be thinking, all right, but how poorly are they treated?
If you don't have a toothbrush, if you don't have soap, if you don't have a blanket, it's not safe and sanitary.
You're really going to stand up and tell us that being able to sleep isn't a question of safe and sanitary conditions? You can't be safe and sanitary or safe as a human being if you can't sleep.
No toothbrush, no soap, blankets, hygiene products, ability to sleep. Essentially, not even meeting the bare minimum safety and sanitary standards required by law. Like, come on people, we're not asking for 5-star treatment here, just some basic human rights. Although 5-star treatment would also be great. Then when I think about it, this sounds all too familiar. If these conditions are so bad, this sounds kind of like a sweatshop. Like what, are they making iPhones and t-shirts in there? Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised, because private prisons are quite a successful business now. It's like modern day slavery. So then you might be wondering, okay, it sounds bad, but how bad is it by comparison?
It's actually okay that their facilities do not meet the safe and sanitary standards required by a 1977 settlement, which for the record is apparently a standard that Somali pirates offered to Michael Scott Moore when he was held captive.
Yes, pirates treat their hostages better than the Trump administration treats children. Actually, that's not too surprising. Then this got me thinking, how does this compare to how in Islam prisoners of war are treated? I'm not talking about ISIS and all those crazy people, I'm talking about Islam. When Muslims were in battle and they captured enemy combatants, people who were trying to kill them, here's how Islam tells us to treat those prisoners of war. First of all, they tend to be kept in the mosque. Not a dirty prison cell, not a hole in the ground. One of the safest and cleanest places. A mosque, a place of worship. This way they will not be harmed. They get to see Muslims actually living life and the day-to-day activities that they do and the prayers that they do. They get to see members of the community. They get to see everyone that they were fighting. Essentially getting an inside look of what Islam is really about. And although these people were prisoners of war, which means that they were trying to kill you and then they got captured, yet when they are prisoners, nowadays when we say the word prisoner, we're imagining like Azkaban or something. I don't know why my mind immediately went to Harry Potter. Anyways, the way you're supposed to treat them is just mind-boggling. They are fed from the best food. Members of the community are told to bring them food from their home, their best food. Not scraps, not dry, rotten food. Essentially, home-cooked meals. Dude, I don't even get home-cooked meals. Essentially, they were kept safe, they were kept clean, and they were provided with the hygiene that they needed, the food they needed, and the clothing they needed. This topic is, of course, much deeper than this, but I'm just trying to make a point here. I can make a separate video about this topic because it's much more detailed and I can't cover this in a 4-minute video, but that's a topic for another day. So now, just think about it. The Trump administration has been treating children worse than pirates treat their hostages and Muslims treat prisoners of war. Actually, I think Muslims treat prisoners of war better than anyone else. Again, not talking about ISIS. Don't get those confused. I know you. So in conclusion, let's not stay silent. As children are taken away from their parents, many of them have no way of being returned to their parents because apparently the people who took them don't know who to return them to. And worst of all, are being treated and living under the most inhumane conditions possible. So share this video with your friends, let people know what's happening. And until then, thank you for watching. I'm That Muslim Guy, and until next time, Assalamu alaikum, peace be with you.